Alright guys, so now that we have our accounts app created and we're basically loading up the correct views. So if we go to accounts and we go to our let's see, views.py, which is right here, we're loading up register HTML, login HTML. So let's open up those templates. So I'm going to open up login HTML and register HTML, and I'm going to go back to my Sublime Bootstrap theme, or Bootstrap theme opened in Sublime, and I'm going to go to register.html. We're going to go down past the nav bar to this section right here where it says ID register, and we're going to grab that section. That's basically it. Okay, we don't want the footer or anything like that, and we're going to put that right in register. Okay, then we're going to grab, let's go back and let's go to login.html and do the same thing. We're going to grab the section, and let's take that and we'll put that right in login.html. Okay, now we have to extend the base layout, so we're going to do that in both of these. Okay, so let's do extends base.html. Let's see, what else do we want to do? We need to wrap this in the content block. So let's say block content, and then at the end we need to end it. Whoops, wrong symbol. So we want to do end block. Alright, so I'm going to save that, and I'm going to copy these two lines here and put that in register as well. Okay, and then at the end we want to end the block as well. Okay, so now let's go back and reload, and let's go to register. Okay, so it shows the register, and notice that it's highlighted. That's from what we did in the last video. Let's go to login, and we get our login. Alright, now let's see. We have all of our fields and stuff. Like for the register, you can see we have username. Make sure we have our name attributes, because that's what the server is going to read when we submit the form. As far as where this gets submitted to, it's going to go to accounts/register. Okay, so if we go to accounts views.py, it's going to submit to this. The login will submit to this. Okay, even though it's rendering the template, that's for a GET request. If we post to it, then we want it to actually do the registration and the login. So in register.html, let's go up to the form tag, which is right here, and change the action. So for the action, we want to put in our tags, and we want to say URL, and we want it to go to accounts slash, actually we should be able to just do register. Yeah, we should be able to do that. And we want to specify the method, because by default it's going to do a GET request, and we don't want that. We want it to do post. Okay, so make sure you do that. And I'm just going to copy this and then go into login HTML, go to the form, and paste this in, and just change this to login. Now, one thing that's very important when you have a form and you're making a post request, you want to add what's called a CSRF token, and this prevents cross-site forgery. So basically, it ties your form to the user's session, the current session, so that no forgery can take place. It's just it's a security precaution, and it's very, very easy to implement with Django. All we have to do is simply go right in the form tag, put in our template tags, and we just do CSRF underscore token. Okay, so we want to do that. I'm going to save this. I'm actually going to copy this, and we want to do this in the register form as well. So right under the form, and we can actually take a look at this. If we go to the front end and reload, and I'm going to open up my console here, and let's inspect the element. Okay, so we just want to go right here. So see the form right under it. We have this hidden input, and this is what we just added. Okay, so you can see this is the token, this long string. All right, so that will prevent cross-site forgery. So let's see, we have our forms in place. They should submit to our view methods. I'm not going to do the actual logic yet, but let's go to our views.py, and when they get submitted, we need to identify if the request to register and log in is a post or a get. Okay, so let's just put an if statement in here, and we're going to say if request dot method is equal to post. Okay, so if it's equal to post, then we know that it's the form submission. So for now, I'll just I don't know, let's just do like a print, and we'll say submitted, or submitted reg, and then we'll just do a redirect just to make sure it works. And we'll just redirect to register, same page. Okay, and then I'm going to have an else. So else, then we just want to show the form. Okay, we want to render the form. So let's save this, and now where this will print out is in our console. So if I go down to my console where my server's running, let's go here and let's reload, and let's submit. Oh, we have to fill this stuff out. Actually, that's username. We'll just do test at Gmail. Okay, doesn't matter. We'll put some validation in later on, but let's submit. Okay, so it just redirected us, but let's take a look at our terminal. Our terminal here, and we get submitted reg. Okay, so we know that a post request was made. So that's all I want to do. I'm gonna do the actual registration in the next video, but I wanted to make sure that that's being submitted. Okay, so let's just actually get rid of this stuff in here, and this is where our logic will go. So we'll say register user. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing down below. I'm just going to copy this whole block right here and replace this, and just make sure I change this back to login. Okay, and then this will be login user. All right. So we're going to get an error here because actually, why are we? Yeah, because we don't have nothing in here. We could just put a return like that. Gets rid of that. Okay, just so we don't have an error. But in the next video, we're going to go ahead and add our logic to register the user. We're going to do a little bit of validation. We need to, for instance, I'm going to keep a lot of the validation on the client side. So basically what I mean is we have required. Okay, so we have required here. We could do min length if you want. I'm not going to get too deep into validation on the client side, just some basic stuff like just the built-in HTML5 JavaScript stuff. On the server side, we need to make sure that these passwords match. Okay, another thing we want to do is check the email to make sure that there's not already an email in the system that matches that, as well as the username. Okay, so we need to check that, and then I think that'll do it. So, and then we'll just register the user, which is actually very easy. Okay, another thing we want to do is we want to have a message. We want to basically like a Bootstrap alert message that says success, you're now registered and you can log in. You can make it so that when you register, you log in automatically, but I don't really like to do that. I like to just let them register and then have them log in afterwards. But it's up to you how you want to do that. All right, and I'll show you how to do both. So I will see you in the next video.